Welcome, Aries. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do a reading for you. I'm going to get started with the Crystal Spirit Oracle, and I pulled Moldavite. This is incredibly powerful stone of transformation. This is not for the faint-hearted. When one pulls this gem, one is cautioned to buckle up. This transformation is thoroughgoing, it's massive, it's revitalization and renewal. And one is choosing this from a place of absolute clarity about purpose, willing to be uncomfortable. So there's likely to have been some major event or opportunity in your life that was transformational, that was difficult, that might even have been unbearable. And for the soul's journey, I have the change card. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. This feels like a near-death experience for some of you. I'm not speaking to all of you, but for some of you, you have faced the void in some way. You actually made some kind of a conscious choice. Your higher self pulled you out of a dangerous situation into a place of opportunity, and that has translated into a major transformation and willingness to go the distance in a way that might have been timidly entertained in the past. In the present, the Nine of Cups, this is beautiful energy. This has restored you in ways that you had never experienced before. Whatever this experience was, and for many of you, I'm sensing that it was something major. But for many of you, it can simply be a conviction that you are going to achieve something in this lifetime. You are going to open up and operate at full capacity. It's almost like a full steam ahead kind of energy. And that has really invigorated you. This feels specific to not only your community, your peers, your co-creators, your friendships, your lovers, those that are loved ones in some capacity, but also about the incredibly creative things that you do together, so that your pleasure is purposeful. You enjoy what you're working on together. You love your work. You're passionate about your work. And it generates many positive feelings of ease, relaxation, being who you are. This is really powerful. And this is something that actually spreads to others. It's contagious. In the past, the Judgment card. I feel as though part of what has been released as the result of some kind of life-changing experience for many of you is this release of judgment. This release of judgment about yourself, a kind of forgiveness, and that translates for many of you as a release of judgment of others. Because of your clarity of purpose, your leadership qualities, your ability to stand up and fight for what you want, your need to explore things on your own terms for yourself, to see it in your own eyes, you perhaps have judged others, and that in turn can have been the result of being judged, being expected to be responsible, being expected to be in charge, and thus taking every opportunity to be in charge. But something was healed in that recent experience, and it feels like it was something that occurred to you in the past. And this could be the result of the pandemic for many of you. I feel something happened during that period of time that really helped to transform your perspective as you came out on the other side. An awareness of what you're here for, what service you can provide that had never occurred to you, but was a result of your own experience, how you could share your healing with others. And this has transformed the way you interact with others, even loved ones, so that you are more and more aware of the way that you perhaps impose a sense of judgment or criticism on others that was unintended. It was unconscious. And you're now becoming much more conscious of how the act of judging, others, being critical of others, is more about reopening the wound of your own experience of judgment. It's opening up a mother wound for many of you. And you are addressing that. You are personally interrogating that in a way that you understand is a necessary pause before you move into what feels like some kind of high visibility. So, in the future, yes, you are getting ready to shine. You are being prepared to shine, to be seen. And what others see is important because this feels like it is an explication or an opportunity to embody your full, unapologetic, authentic self. And you want that to be non-judgmental. You want that to be an invitation to others rather than a critique of others. So this is forcing you to be more and more inclusive in your experience of collaboration, of building something with others. This is something you love, something that helps build upon your experience of abundance, your experience of support and validation. And that's the way you see the world at the time, and the way the world is acknowledging and reflecting your experience back to you. This is one of full joy, full gratitude, and a kind of spiritual reminder, as it feels as though your inner imaginative, emotional, playful self is fully engaged, of the sacredness of the privilege that we have living on earth, having our health, uh, being surrounded by loved ones, having work we love doing. These are things that are part of what others are seeing when they see you in action. I don't feel like I need to clarify this, but I will. And so we have the judgment in the past. Please like this video or share this video with others. Subscribe to my channel. We have the 5 of Wands in the past for the judgment and the Chariot. And for the 9 of Cups in the present, the 8 of Pentacles and the 2 of Wands. And for the Sun card, 2 more, please. We have the 2 of Swords and the 3 of Swords. All right. So this experience in the past was about some kind of a crisis. It feels indeed like a health crisis for some of you. For others of you, it's just an argument, a debate, a disagreement, some kind of heated, spirited discussion. Perhaps this is at work. Perhaps this is with a team of collaborators or co-creators or other members that are trying to solve a problem. So this Problem solving feels volatile. Feels like there are a lot of experts weighing in, offering their opinions. A lot of information is being researched uh, uh, in order to figure out what the problem is and how to solve that. And you can relate that to your own life in whatever way it seems valuable. But this feels like it is reflecting upon some kind of a crisis in the past. The Chariot is talking about you were successful. You came out on the other side, but not without being chastened regarding your distractibility. You're allowing your powers to be leached from you by the request for assistance from others, whatever ways that you distracted yourself in the past. And it may be the ways in which you gave out well intended information or advice to others that was not warranted, was not requested, was not asked for. Even holding in those judgments, there's a way in which you have understood now that you are among those that have been judged harshly in the past, and you're moving away from that energy. Even assisting others can be a form of judgment when one does it in a patronizing way. Um, but you've moved, understand, you got the message, you got the memo that you need to move out of that space. You need to move into a space that for you is uncomfortable. For you, that puts you on a level playing field with everybody else, that reminds you that you are frail, you are uh, um, mistaken, you are wrong at times, um, and you are still a human doing the best you can, and that's all that anyone can do. But this now is personal. In the present, the Nine of Cups, a beautiful Nine of Cups, you are healthy and happy here. The Eight of Pentacles, you're working hard on something that is a new opportunity for you to stretch, to move into an unfamiliar area, one in which you would have never gone in the past, one you might have shunned. But now you realize, wow, there's so much I can learn on this new path. There's so much I want to do in the world. There's so much I have to offer. I'm excited about giving that. I'm excited about improving on my skills, exercising my creative gifts so that I am prepared for the challenges of moving, following a new path, a new proposal, a new opportunity to be out there, to disrupt the status quo in my life, the routines, to break them. I was so safe and secure until this happened. Now I realize that security was an illusion. My only security is in being productive, working towards what I care about. That's what security is for me. Exercising my passions. And the sun in the future, so beautiful, is flanked by the Two and the Three of Swords. I mentioned the mother wound in your past, and I feel like you have come to a crossroads regarding the way you have chosen your opportunities and, by definition, your relationships within those opportunities. There's a way that you have established relationships that has protected you, that's helped you to feel safe, that hasn't challenged you, that has helped you to maintain some of the illusions of your power, your benefit, your appreciation of the gifts of your relationships. So there's a way in which you see that you're no longer choosing the safer route. Even if the safer route didn't always get you what you wanted, it was safe. It was comfortable. You were able to achieve enough of what you wanted that you were able to carry on without alienating yourself from those loved ones who in some cases you begin to recognize were not on the same page as you. I feel like you've made a big shift. You're making a big shift now. You're looking at a real kind of support, a one that you don't always have to initiate, a choice to move away from what is comfortable for others into a place that is more challenging for you, that you feel compelled to move towards. This can have to do with children or yourself as a child. So perhaps you are in a relationship with parents or authority figures, or you are an authority figure, a loving authority figure to others. But there's a way that what you are looking to develop, the truth that you're now pursuing, is going to challenge what you have held to be the way. And this way goes directly back to, I believe for many of you, the relationship with your mother. And this is empowering that inner child. You are choosing those inborn creative gifts, that inborn creative vision of unity. This feels like a way of pulling people together. And it feels like pulling together a diversity of people in a place where you may have always cleaved to what was comfortable and familiar to you in the past. I hope I've made that clear, because that was an unusual message. The Peruvian lily, I've pulled strength. More effort will get you what you want. You know, actually, Aries, I can't imagine you performing any more, doing any more than what you're doing. I think you're doing a lot. I think you are incredibly strong, and I think you're on the threshold of something bigger than you could have ever imagined. It's putting you in a place where you always put others, you always encouraged others to go, but you wouldn't go yourself. So thank you, Aries, for this beautiful message. Until next time, namaste.